What's up guys, I'm Phoenix P107. Today I've got a short little video for you to demonstrate how to make a perfectly stable nuclear reactor. Now, a lot of people like their reactors to run hot and to generate a massive amount of power. This reactor will run stable, so it generates a fair chunk of power. You'll still be able to power quite a large base with this. It will fill a few MFSUs within probably 20-30 minutes, and the advantages of this type of reactor that you don't have to do anything to it. Once you've got it set up, you can just have an on and off switch to top up the MFSUs, but you can effectively leave it running without the fear of meltdown. It is, hello piggy, it is only a 5-chamber nuclear reactor, as opposed to using 6 chambers like most nuclear reactors. This is my personal design. It's the one I use on pretty much all of my any of my games. With my Let's Play that's just been kicked off, I will be eventually building again a 5-chamber nuclear reactor. I don't see the point in using 6. You end up having to juggle more maths to get the heating and cooling right. So, like I said, only uses 5 chambers. The main things you will need to build your reactor will be a reactor chamber and a nuclear reactor, reinforced glass, and obviously a building to put it in. I usually like to build a nice big square building first, but I won't be doing that. I'll build it out in the open so you can see it, and then build your reactor inside it. Preferably, obviously, smack in the middle, so it's dead center and you can have all your pipes coming out various directions. But right now I'll just start with the basics of building the actual reactor, and you can build a building around it if you so choose. So, let's say this is our base. We start, well, that's not our base. Start building the nuclear reactor. You plonk down a block, you stick a reactor down, and you put 5 chambers on it, like so. That is now a nuclear reactor. Obviously right now it won't do much. Now we need to build the walls around it out of reinforced glass. You need 1 block either side where you can put water in for cooling. So I believe it ends up as a was it 5, 6, 3, 6, yeah, block like this. You can do it flush to it if you want, so the wall will be like that, but the more water around it, the better. Water blocks around it only add 1 extra cooling, 1 unit of cooling, so it's not that much, but we'll be powering it with the equivalent exchange, and we'll be generating a, forgive my language, but fuck ton of ice, so the reactor simply will not overheat. We'll have plenty of excess cooling. Is that level? Yes it is. Right, so that's good enough for me. I'm going to hollow out this bit. You don't have to hollow out the floor, but if for some reason a piece of your reactor ends up damaged and you are no longer generating ice, it will overheat obviously. Without cooling, it'll burst into flames and then it will eventually explode, which is not something that we want. Hold up. Yeah. Right. So, you've built your square box with your reactor inside. You need a square hole at the bottom. This will be for the power to turn it on and off. You can use many different things. I prefer to use, excuse me, sorry about a heartburn. Don't use heartburn obviously. I use stone jacketed cable, or stone jacketed wire, which I think I've gone past it now. Oh dear me. Ooh, stony. Stone jacketed. Obviously, like I said, you will need a lot of materials. Red alloys are easy, red alloy furnace, stone cover, diamond saw, or emerald and sapphire on a block, and you will eventually get it. You will also need red wire, red alloy wire, like this. Block like that, block like that, block like that. You have to make sure that it connects onto that piece, otherwise, just by sticking the stuff down like that, and then putting your thing, it won't connect. So you have to make sure that it's connected onto it like that. See, just like that. And now, when you apply a redstone signal to this jacketed wire, so say if we use a lever, might as well make it a lever. Oops. We'll need a block. Like that. It puts power into it, and if there's power into it, excuse me, yeah, power into it. Let's just bring that one up one more, so it's touching the base of that. If there's power into the reactor, it will be turned off. Without any redstone signal into it whatsoever, it is naturally in its on state. Excuse me. Think of it as a redstone torch. You have to put power into it to turn it off. Right, so that is the basics of the nuclear reactor. The next thing you will need is a block of ice. Actually, several blocks of ice. This part you can use a bucket of water, but personally I think it's an absolute pain in the arse. So I use blocks of ice and then simply smash them. When you plonk your blocks of ice like so, you make sure that there are water source blocks surrounding the reactor, so as to make sure every single nook and cranny will have water in it. Ooh. Like so. Obviously, if you're you won't be in creative mode if you're doing this legitimately. So make sure you don't misplace blocks. It can be quite a bitch. You can get ice in many different ways. You can use a compressor from a pump. A pump goes into a compressor, compresses water into snowballs. Snowballs then get recompressed into snow block into ice. Or you can, I believe, use silk touch tools to get ice and when it's naturally occurring. Right. Yeah, we also need a hole here. Or actually, it doesn't really matter where you put the holes. You're going to have some part of it exposed. I always have the switch goes in through the bottom, power comes out of the side, and then you have a tube going into the top, which will feed it ice. So let's do the power out first, shall we? We need I think it's 4-inch high voltage cable. I can never find this stuff. Probably going right past it again. Yeah. 4 hyphen. Voltage cable. 4. Oh, it's 4 times. There you go. That way where I can't see it. This stuff. It's good stuff. Not there. There. You have to be careful with this stuff. It will fright you if you get near it when the nuclear reactor is on. Even though it's insulated cable, the power that comes out of the nuclear reactor is just too much. Just basically like normal power lines. They are actually insulated, mostly for weather or for accidents and stuff. But they will still fry you if you get near them. Right, so we have that. We also need needed a high voltage transformer. Because the power that comes out of, no, that's not right. The power that comes out of a nuclear reactor is too high voltage for an MFSU. So you need a high voltage transformer. They're actually really easy to make. Thank you. From the high voltage output out of the nuclear reactor, you can just use normal glass fiber cable. EU splitter cable. Yeah. A fair chunk of this is actually still new to me. this stuff I've done. I've built, I think, 4 reactors now. Yeah, well, there you go. And there's your output. So, plonk that like that. And that'll be your output to, you know, your medium voltage transformers, your low voltage transformers, your energy links if you want to power something that's not, I think this is industrial craft stuff. Obviously, wiring it up, you wire it however you choose. Now this, believe it or not, is actually not the hard part. Setting up your nuclear reactor is really easy. It's the keeping it cool and keeping it functional part that is difficult. Again, you can put your pipes however you choose. This pipe for me always leads off into a separate room, so that the nuclear reactor itself is a almost separate entity. So I have one big room, and obviously I'll have all of this sealed off. Maybe even go underground. You know, it gets to this point, and there'll be a wall here, and then it goes behind the wall, so you never really see it. So you can never really get electrocuted by it. And then I have this pipe go off, up into the roof, maybe disappear out somewhere. So you never really see much of the stuff. You just see, obviously, you'd have this bit. Definitely stone bollocks. Yeah, forget about it. So all you really see is this switch. You can bury that underneath and have the switch, so it attaches to the block next to it. So you don't really ever see that. You just see a switch, but I don't really mind seeing that. It's not too much. You can mess around with it if you choose. Next thing you'll need will be the cooling. Cooling is annoying and difficult to set up. First we need a energy condenser. So we have, sorry about that, it's your energy condenser, and you need a block of ice. And you will also need an energy collector, which will be there. One will do. Ice has got an EMC value fairly low. Obviously, if you want to, depending on your reactor, mine requires, I think, 5 blocks of ice per second. That's kicking out, I don't know, maybe 3, maybe 4. So it's close enough, by the time that because you'll have extra storage as well. For when your reactor isn't on, it will still be generating ice, so you'll have a load of storage. So you'll have an unbelievable amount of ice. But by the time it actually starts to run low, I left my reactor running for I think 36 hours, and came back, and all the chests but one were still full. And I only had 4 chests, so three chests were full, and I only used 1 chest in 30 odd hours. So it takes one hell of a while. So can't really say that it's completely stable 100%, because if you theoretically left it on indefinitely, then it would certainly run out of ice. But even then, I have a countermeasure to prevent it from exploding. So technically it is. We now need a retriever. I dislike retrievers, they don't place very well. Actually, need a stack of that stuff, just one. So then you plop your retriever in there. Yeah, ice in the center of the retriever. Retrievers, horrible things to make. Filter, you red doped wafer, you get silicon boule, and you have to cut stuff down. That one, oh god, yeah, they're a bitch to make, but they are easy to make. Red alloy furnaces are a must if you want to make this design. Forgive me while I smoke. You will need a power source, be it need a back box. Get rid of that. You also need, what will I need? Solar panels. Those ones, not those ones. So then we have, well, we'll need 2 retrievers, won't we? Yeah, that's cool, we can put it here. So I can branch off. Back box. Are you going to be fussy about where the wires go? Yes, you are, aren't you? You giant piece of crap. Oh, I fucking hate bat boxes. I know there's a way. It's about the angle. Getting the angle right. Or was it that the power had to come down? See, in mine, I've got the solar panels on the roof, so the cable actually comes down a wall. So let's give that a go, because it doesn't seem to be powering up at all. Oh, evidently you can't click these ones to tell if they're working or not. I think... Oh, no, forget me. I am using the wrong bloody wire. That's the wire we need, not red alloy wire. Blue alloy wire. Sorry, folks. My apologies. I did wonder when it wasn't connecting up. See, now it's flush to it, look. There you go, look. Ah, dearie me, eh? I don't know. Right, anyway. And then you have the pneumatic tubes coming out of that one into... Yeah, there's a while alchemical chest that work. Battery is filling up. This is getting power, but I haven't got full power yet. Let's give it a while to get full power. So this will then be your storage. You stack it up like so. I have 4 chests. I actually have just used normal double chests, so I've actually got even less. So when I was talking about that my chests ran out, the normal chests are only like half of this. So plenty of bloody chests for that one. You then need another retriever. That's not a retriever, it's a battery box. Not that way either, that way. Which then connects to this. Like so. So when they've got full power, right, we now need a timer. Actually, we need 2 timers. Get rid of the battery box. Timer and a good old-fashioned switch. So pop the timer down, turn off. Pop the timer down, turn it off. Actually, turn that one back on. The timing is a little bit fidgety to get done properly. Mine, I think it totally depends on your server, because obviously if it runs a little bit laggy, sometimes the timer can actually skip, so it might not pull one. But I have mine, this one, on 850. Oops. So it pulls them out fairly quickly. Yoink, 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 yoink. And obviously it waits until there is a stack. Then also, or it should wait until there's a stack anyway. Yeah, it's ticking away, look, not grabbing any. So I'll wait till there's a stack. Loop, gone. Brilliant. Now that one doesn't really matter. I mean, you could have that on the fastest setting at all, but I find if it's running too quickly, that's actually running way too quickly anyway. Yeah, way too quickly, because it's not generating it quick enough. Ah, fuck it, that'll do. It's this one that matters, the one that takes it from the chests. Must fill from bottom up. Yeah, it's this one that matters, the one that takes it from the chest into your reactor. This one has to be set at the same timescale that it takes for your nuclear reactor to actually use ice. So my nuclear reactor uses approximately 5 a second, and obviously this takes out a stack. Let's do a bit of quick math here. Get the calculator out. Oops. Right, so if it's using 5 a second, how long does it take to use an entire stack? 5? Yeah, that's right. So it takes 12.8 seconds to use an entire stack. But you want to make sure that you've got spares in there. And obviously at the very beginning, you're going to want to fill the reactor anyway. So I'm also going to have to come off creative. Nope, I'm going to need to go back into creative so I can delete all this crap. Off creative. Actually, I can delete it there, can I? Now we need refined uranium. Nope, we need uranium cells. There we go. Now, as long as you've got the redstone signal going to it, you can fill this thing with uranium and it will not matter because the reactor is off and it will not use any. Oh, excuse me, I've got terrible, terrible heartburn. Right. That's how I fill mine. Like so. Ice surrounds them. Some people have weird ones where you have just ice in the top corner, ice in the top left and bottom right, and the rest is uranium. But those are usually based on ones that have 6 chambers. Right. Next task is to destroy the source blocks. This is just usually how I do it in, because when I do it, when I have done it anyway, doing it in survival mode. Obviously, if you are in creative, you can use a bucket of water. It can get a little bit annoying though, because it can push you around. Like my ex-girlfriend. Whoa. Sorry. Yeah. It can push you around, so I find it's much easier to just fill it full of ice, smash the ice afterwards. Works the charm. And once this is all smashed, oops. Come on, bollocks. No, it's not like I can die anyway. Zoop. It does take a while, but hey, you're building a nuclear reactor, it's not going to be easy, is it? But yeah, once this is all done, you can, theoretically anyway, safely turn on your reactor and watch the power fly. Once it's got ice in it, actually, not now. God no, not now. Did it now, it would overheat very, very quickly. Very quickly. I'll go over the safety measure. It's very easy actually, very minor safety measure. Don't forget to smash these ones. Of course. And there we go. Is that all of them? Yeah, it is. Right, let's turn, ouch, that one on. Sucks the ice out. Oh, wait a second. I didn't even tell it to suck the ice out. Interesting. I guess it's the only thing that's in there, isn't it? The retriever you can use to pull different things. So like if in my base when I have my quarries, I use separate retrievers to pull separate different things. Running out of load disk space. Hold on, back in 1 second. Sorry about that, folks. I use fraps to record my villager. Yeah, I use fraps to record, so the raw data files take up an absolutely insane amount of space. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Alright, let's just fill up the reactor, and then we should be able to get underway. Now, I usually leave both that one and that one running constantly, but obviously if your reactor takes ice, yeah, if that thing pumps out ice quicker than the reactor can use it, try not, don't worry. As long as you've got a decent amount of ice in there and in your storages, you should be fine. It does. These pipes do have an internal buffer. As you notice, stuff starts bouncing back after a while. Actually, chests are empty. Brilliant. That's not very good. How about we take a spot of glowstone? That's a little bit quicker. You can always use an antimatter relay, and stick some more collectors in there if you're finding out that you're chewing out. Yeah, you're chewing up too much ice. But I only use that and stick a torch above it, and it seems to work just fine. Depends on how much you're going to use your reactor, I guess. Yeah, it does have an internal buffer. I think it's 8 stacks worth of ions. So before it starts to panic, and if it does get a little bit more than that, it starts to spit them out randomly out of bits of tube. But again, if you've got enough, you shouldn't need to worry about it. Or you could stick an obsidian pipe near them, to pick up any excess. Right, we should theoretically be ready to go, but I am going to set up. First, I'm going to turn off the rain because nobody likes the rain. The countermeasure: you will need a thermometer. That one. No, not that one. No, that one. That one. A remote thermal monitor. So we plumb that down. Not like that. Like that. Actually, not like that either. Stick it there. These things also need power, unfortunately. So we need blue alloy wire. No wait, it's not blue alloy wire. It's normal copper cable. That stuff. And a battery box. And some solar panels. These bloody things, hey? I don't know. What goes there? What is it there? Obviously, you have all this buried up top. Battery box generates power. That thing should fill with power. Now we need a remote sensor kit. They're actually fairly easy to make. Paper, frequency transmitter, digital thermometer, electric circuit. The frequency transmitter is the same. Electronic circuits. Dead easy to make. Dead easy. So basically, once you've got this, once you've got your thermal monitor, you take your remote sensor kit and you just right click on your nuclear reactor, and it sets that and gives you a remote sensing card which you can plop in there. Signal at, it shouldn't get too hot if I'm honest, 2500. Mine's actually set to 500 and it never actually even begins to fill that bar, but that's that. So let's give her a whirl, shall we? See if we explode or not. How would you look at that? Generating just fine. And there we go. Temperature is going up. Bit of a glitch just there, look. There's all the ice going back. Yeah. Temperatures goes up. Sorry, no, a Minecraft glitch. And then shoots back down as the ice does its magic. So it's using quite a few blocks actually. It's more like 7 or 8 blocks a second. But as long as you've got these working, it should work just fine. Yeah, that should be plenty enough. Obviously, these should be full before you actually return your reactor on, but like it matters. There you go. Already got a million in there. So there you go, folks. This reactor is my design. Well, I'm sure other people have used this design as well before, but I thought of it before. I didn't check any, tutorials or anything. There you go. Temperature goes up. And if you power this into this device here, onto, actually I'll tell you what, we will stick the power this side, and her there, and then we need stone jacketed cable, not JK, jacketed, stone jacketed and red alloy wire. This goes like so, it's connected to there, and there. Now, if this gets triggered because it's gone past its voltage level, it will give a redstone output. It will put it down there, the redstone will go across, and it will turn the reactor off until the temperature drops below 2500. In which case it will turn back on. So you can technically just use this as a method of regulating your reactor, but I wouldn't trust it, because obviously without any external coupling it will heat up very, very rapidly. Oh, bloody heartburn, sorry about this folks. Probably should quit smoking. Yeah, so your reactor wouldn't be on for very long before it's shut off. But yeah, there you go. You obviously don't have to have the that in there, but it definitely helps. And you can bury it all. You know, build a pretty building around it all. In mine, obviously the cable goes up top. You can use power teleport pipes if you really want, so it's not that, you know, so you can't see it much. Or you could have that buried in the ground, so you couldn't even see it. You just see the numbers. You know. Again, you can bury that in the ground, and you could bury all this in the ground if you really, really wanted to. Just have a pipe come up, disappear somewhere. But I don't mind. I like having a building dedicated just to a nuclear reactor. You know, I mean, obviously you have all your solar panels on top, 2 different sets, and then your cables come down. And, you know, I think it looks cool as a fixed sealed unit. See how much power we got now. 4.5 million. There you go. See, that is pretty much more power than you would really need for a small-time base. 4.5 million. Yeah, we filled 4 MFSUs. I don't think maybe it took less than 20 minutes. I mean, this thing's only been going for like 2. It's almost filled 1. So you know, do the math. That's less than 20 minutes. 5 million. There you go. Yep, like I said, works perfect. That ice will actually keep bouncing back, and it will be just taking like a few off each stack, just to top them up every time they go in. There's more than 8 stacks floating through there. Maybe they up the internal buffer. I don't know. But there you go, folks. I hope this has helped. I know I was most looking forward to setting up a nuclear reactor when I first heard about them. I thought, you know what, I reckon I could build a nuclear reactor. Saw them in the old Too Many Items, Not Enough Items, whichever mod this is that Tekkit uses. I thought that is going to be awesome. But I knew it would be difficult. A nuclear reactor, you know, is not something that any a Minecraft amateur, yeah, can set up. You do need to put some thought into it. Obviously, this is all based on the equivalent exchange stuff. Now, you can make it so that you use compressors, which, you know, take water from the ocean, compress it into snowballs, into snow blocks, into ice, then pump it out. But it's significantly slower. You'll need a big area for all the machinery required. You'll need, you know, 20 plus compressors. And basically the energy that the compressors and the other compressors and the pumps and everything that we'll use will actually be more than what you generate. So it's fairly pointless, if I'm honest. So the equivalent exchange makes this very easy. I very much prefer. It also makes it much tidier. Makes it, you know, your nuclear reactor is tiny little thing. Yeah. See, still running nicely, and the ice isn't even being pumped out. That's just excess that was in the tubes. And we're almost full. Not bad at all. So yeah, there you go. Again, for like the 7th time. One nuclear reactor, and then bloop, turns it off. All quiet. Nuclear reactor. Beautiful thing, really. So there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed this. Please check out my other videos. Check out the first episode should be up now of the co-op Tekkit Let's Play with myself and Andy the Geordie. The next few episodes have quite a few laughs in them. Andy also gets a little bit mad, bless him. But that is going to be a great series. I will go over every piece of machinery in much more detail. This was just a quick demonstration to show you how to set up a nuclear reactor, a stable nuclear reactor, for all those that don't want them to run too hot where you're going to have to keep monitoring it. You know, it's nice, it's simple, and it works perfectly, you know. I mean, that thing should probably be on about 9 mil, maybe 8.5 mil, 9 mil. There you go. See, this is almost full. Is that mil? Yeah, that is 9 million. That is very nearly full, and it's only been running for about 5, 6, 7 minutes. So there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed, and I will be ending the video now. Don't worry. Well, yeah. So I'll be back with other tutorials. Thanks for watching. See you next time.